Okay, so it was working yesterday, but all of a sudden now it's not active. So they got me up for this. So Friday we went through all this. They got me up late Friday. It worked. It worked this morning, and then they disconnected me again. For whatever reason, they did that again. Okay. So now I'm without service once again, right? After going through all this on yesterday. I know everybody apologizes at AT&T. Everybody's really good at that, but again, now I'm without service. They cut it off again. I've been a customer for what, 20 years? Um, I'm baffled by this. Um, I don't know that I need to go through it, but basically AT&T sold me the phone. They ported the number. Since then, I haven't had internet. So AT&T sold me the services, upgraded the services, and now I have no service. Well, it means most probably that's what happened. Because everything was fine until I agreed to purchase a cell phone from AT&T, and then okay, can you help me? Can tech support help me? So the account's gone. Tech support can't help me. So what do I do? I'm basically not going to have service anymore. Is that correct? Okay, so AT I spent 5 or 6 hours to get it back up on Friday, and then it was up this morning. It was working fine, and then somebody cut it off again. Is there a time? Do you have a time when it was cut off? Can you see that? You can't see when they cut it off. Boy, this is unbelievable comedy of errors here. You sell me service, and then you cut it off, and then I have to go once again. Now I spent 5 hours trying to get it back up. I finally did. Somebody turned it back on, then they turned it off, and so now it's my problem once again. Is that what you're saying? It it's well, AT&T handles the account, so obviously it's I mean, how can you say that's not necessarily? AT&T handles the account. AT&T sold me the mobile phone. AT&T's cutting off my service now. So what do I do? I I mean, I guess I'm in the twilight zone. I'm paying for a service that I'm not getting. So now I'm down. Now I'm going to be down till Monday, and I have to go through this again. Is that correct? Okay. Um, wow. So this is. Do you get many people calling that like with this problem? On a K. Well, I know you probably can't say that. This is absolutely absurd. Um, okay, so I need a number to. Okay, what you can't do anything for me now. Period. Right? You can't set something in the system. I have to then. It's now my problem again. Right? It's now. Okay, so what you're saying is that it's now my problem again. I have to do something, whatever it is. I have to do something. Okay, so AT&T shut me down, but then it's my problem. They shut me down. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying? Okay, all right. So what's the next step? Okay, let's. But you're not going to help me on that, right? Is that correct? Right. So who's going to help me with that? And so no, they're not even going to be until Monday, another day. Even though I make my living off of the internet, another day I don't make any money. Is that correct? I guess. Well, that's obviously correct. Okay, so what number do I call? Do you have the number at least? Orders. Okay, so what? I've already done all of this. I've already gone through all of this. Um, I did this Friday and then got it back on, and now it happened again. Um, what do you do when there's nothing you can do that works with the company? I mean, what's the consumer supposed to do? You would disconnect the service. You wouldn't buy the service. You're an employee and you don't even believe in the service. Uh, yeah, but I mean, if you're paying for the service and you buy something and they can't service, yeah, you're right. You wouldn't want to pay for it. But now I'm without internet. Now this and AT&T sold me this. This is what AT. This was AT&T's upgrade. So what you're saying then is it's not your problem and it's not the company's problem. Again, it's my problem. That is that correct? Is that correct? Partially. You were at fault partially, but it's my problem now. Even though AT&T's at fault, AT&T won't even assign anybody to take care of it. I have to then go back through this ordeal again on Monday. Um, that's very bizarre. I talked to 6 or 7 people in tech support. I guess you're probably the eighth or the ninth person now. I seem to be in a twilight zone. Do I what then? The next step is I call the Attorney General in California and complain about misrepresentation of service. I mean that's kind of stupid. I mean it makes no sense. And it makes no sense that the company can't have a single person that can help me. You're probably the 30th or the 40th employee I've talked to. So there's no person that can take my problem and fix it for me. Not at this moment. Well, not on Friday apparently either. So I call back this same number on Monday, and then what? And then what? I go through the tree and what? I hope I get orders. Is that it? Okay, let me ask you a question now. AT&T cut it off unilaterally the other day. On Thursday they cut it off. Okay, they can't cut it back on. They have to send a technician out to my house to do this. Which is rather unusual. I guess it's rather unusual. I can't believe AT&T could operate a business this way. So AT&T could, in fact, if AT&T had a mechanism, cut my internet back on, right? It's not. They don't have to send a technician out. Don't have to do any wiring. Don't have to do anything. This, because obviously, if AT&T cut it off, they can put it back on.